Since the forming of this country, various technologies have been introduced with different amounts of influence or impact, from the simple things like toasters for toasting bread, the telephone, or the wristwatch, to the more complex things like the spacecraft.
4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff at dawn. The dawn of Orion. And a new
But no other 18th or 19th century innovation has had as much influence or impact as the radio and television. These two items have had significant influence in our daily life and in how we are informed about the world around us.
In the early hours of January the 17th, 1991, hundreds of coalition aircraft took to the skies and headed for their targets.
The Americans' first target was Iraq's capital. From the rooftops of Baghdad, 3,000 anti-aircraft guns fired into the night.
Flying straight into this wall of fire were 8 American bombers. They were so sophisticated that the Saudis had nicknamed them Ghosts.
From the beginning of their introduction to the American public, the radio and television has had progressively more and more influence in the average American life. They both have started out as meager or insignificant, but they have since been threaded throughout the daily lives of almost every American citizen.
Channel 7, KGO-TV, San Francisco.
From San Francisco, here is the morning news with
It has been through radio or TV that every American has kept informed of common daily events or activities. The radio and TV has served as a source of important national or international news and events as well. In the 1930s, when radio was new, families would sit down together and listen to their favorite radio show.
From Hollywood, Colgate Tooth Powder for a breath that's sweet and teeth that sparkle presents The Mel Blanc Show.
Hello, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling. We're leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Pardon me for talking in your face, senorita. 30 days Hacienda, April, June, and sombrero. I think. Well, in the fix-it shop, I'm the president, I'm the vice president, I'm the treasurer. I sweep out the place.
Say, do you have a broken chair?
Radios were installed in cars for the first time in the 1930s, so the average American could listen while driving to work or just on the way to the market. These were known as Motorola radios. The radio made it possible for everybody to hear the play-by-play of the 1921 World Series. Franklin D. Roosevelt recognized the power of radio and chose to harness that power by conducting 30 fireside chats, where he spoke directly to the people about the events of the Great Depression and what he was doing to get America through the tough times. In 1982, Ronald Reagan revived this direct communication with the American people in what he coined the weekly radio address, and this has continued with each successive president since President Reagan. President Harding was the first to use radio as a political tool, and almost every president since has used radio in their campaigns and in their political life. Television's introduction, like radio, was a little slow at first, but through the 1950s it quickly escalated to be a common source of entertainment and information in most American households. Now America could not only listen to the World Series, but on August 11, 1951, they could actually see it in the comfort of their own living room.
Gigantic Yankee Stadium is just 3/4 of a mile across the Harlem River from the Polo Grounds. Commissioner Ford Frick throws out the first ball, and the game is officially started.
Television brought many things to life in the American home. Americans saw man land on the moon. We saw President John F. Kennedy shot and killed on TV. We watched war as it was happening in Vietnam and in the Gulf War. Americans were also entertained as families sat in front of their TVs and watched their favorite variety show or favorite weekly series. Politics were quick to take advantage of this ability to be seen by millions of people. Americans could watch political debates between candidates and watch political commercials while also keeping informed of the actions of each candidate. Americans could also be almost instantly informed of their political representatives' activities or actions. Television and radio can be found today in every car and almost every home. Before introduction of the internet and social media, TV and radio were the closest Americans could get to instant news and information. Now let's explore deeper into the impacts of television and radio.